Hi, today I'm going to play with the Dakini Deck. And welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Susan Brown, an artist, author, and I made a deck of cards called the Dakini Deck. So today I've been thinking a lot about a friend of mine, artist Prince Thompson. She died in 2016, and I really miss her. And I thought, I'm going to play with the Dakini Deck today. And I'm going to pull a couple of cards, just asking Susan to collaborate with me from wherever she is. We had a history of collaboration. In fact, we did this a sketchbook, a collaborative conversational sketchbook where I would do something and give it to her and she would do something and back and forth, and we would comment and paint over each other's things. And it was really an incredible experience. We did this for over a year, I think almost 2 years. So I saw someone today posted something on Facebook about communicating with people who've passed on, not in a seance way, but just because they live in our hearts and minds, that sometimes we'll feel inspiration, or those pennies appear, or just you can feel that it's them, whatever that means, from whatever way you want to enter that. I just know it's true for me, that I do feel like people that I love and who are no longer here on earth with me, they talk to me, they guide me, scold me, celebrate me. So I want to celebrate Prince Thompson today. She loved Oracle cards. In fact, she made me a little deck. Maybe I'll do a video with those sometime. But so I'm just going to ask, I want to pick 3 cards. And the first one is, Susan, tell me something about you. Susan, tell me something about me right now. And Susan, what would you like to tell the viewers? So let's just jump right in. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle the cards. And it's wild looking at my painting behind me. I finally figured out what I want to do to the bottom half of it. So it's going to be changing in the next couple of videos. You'll watch it change. And those 3 baby faces are inspired by my new granddaughter, who was born in the middle of the Corona pandemic. We'll be telling her stories throughout her life. Okay, I always like to shuffle the cards and fan them out, and I hold them to my heart. And here I just like to get quiet inside. No noise, no thoughts, allowing presence and silence to help guide my hand. So first card, what does Susan want to tell me about adventures she's having, wherever, however? Wow, I feel a tear coming down. I miss her. I really miss her. Wow. Okay, Susan, what do you want to... Which card is for me? Here's the card for me. And now a 3rd card for all the viewers out there. Susan was wise and funny and so talented. Okay. So, love. Wow. So the card I picked for Susan is love. If anyone radiated love and kindness, she was like a triple Pisces. I mean, talk about empathic and caring and giving. It was Susan. I mean, her students, she inspired such love from her students and devotion, because she's a true teacher, really understood. So love finds another to bind in flight. And that's what she did. So whether she was flying in her classroom, or maybe where she's flying now, whether it's in an actual space, place, dimension, or in this realm of the heart, which is real. She did bind herself to others. And what an example that was. I miss her. I'll probably say that more than once. So what else did I say about this card? Oh, for attainment. So finds another to bind in flight for attainment. Susan, my experience of Susan then and still now was she was always trying to attain that place of no bullshit, of love, just like the card says, of being with another person in a true way. There was not a mean bone in her body, honestly. She really did bind in a way that, and we trusted her because she wasn't mean. She was a rare human being. And yeah, she says, what I wrote about this card is a strong magnetism attracts people with skillful means into your orbit to help you magically manifest. That was true in her life. And I'm going to say right now, this card, she's still doing it. So she still possesses a strong magnetism that attracts people with skillful means. She has skillful means. So we can attract Susan into our orbit to help us magically manifest. And I think that what we're manifesting right now is next. Like, so much isn't working. Things have fallen apart. In the last reading, I picked Thunderbolt. I mean, the sky cracks open, foundations crumble. So, love. Okay, the card for me. Wow, it's communication. I picked that yesterday as the card of bearing fruit for our desires and our wishes and our prayers. I want to see what else I wrote about it. So, fertile and promising opportunities. Okay, fertile and promising opportunities. I think in this time of, staying at home and it's just like in the reading yesterday where I said we need the moon more than we need the sun right now. Our inner imagination, that's what will bear fruit for these opportunities that might even seem to come magically. Art, beauty, peace, and justice follow your deepest intuition. Without deviation, stay true to what you feel is right. Your virtuous activity and resolve attracts help from others. Susan was always uplifting everyone around her, and she would say things like that to me. She had such confidence in me, and it made me feel like I could do anything and that I could uplift people. She was always uplifting people, and I'm not even sure she realized how far-reaching her love and her truth and her fierceness. I mean, she was just outrageous in the most kind and creative way. So here's the card, inspired by Susan, for all of us. Wow. And it's responsibility. What's blowing me away is that communication and responsibility are two cards I've recently picked. And responsibility, the thumbs up is really about us showing up for us. So, I feel like in a way she's telling all of you, because I said, what card are you picking for all of the viewers? And it's managing contradictions, right? One steward. We're one people. We're one love. Managing the contradictions of this time. So, disciplined action in the midst of surprise and unusual events requires clear sight. I feel like Susan's actually directing everybody to go and look at that reading. I mean, if you go on my YouTube channel, that's what the thumbnail looks like. Wow. And the question for that one, that card, was, when you care for others, how do you benefit? I want to read the question that I wrote for love. And I don't have all this stuff memorized. I wrote it. It's actually coming out in a book, Austin and Macaulay Publishers, but everything is backed up due to the pandemic. Oh, wow. So the question for love is, how does the sacred marriage within emerge? I'm guessing that the sacred marriage within has emerged for Susan in real time, out of time, in our imaginations of her, in her imaginations of us, whatever this all is and means. I'll say that one more time. How does the sacred marriage within emerge? And it's also really interesting because my deck has 30 cards. 15 of them are mudras, hand mudras used in ancient yoga technology. And 15 are paintings that depict other things. And I'm going to shuffle and see if I pick a card that isn't a mudra. I'm just curious. And we'll see. I picked another mudra. Okay, unseen. Invisible is embraced. Okay, I'm just really going to take that as Susan is embracing us. She's embracing herself. She's embracing me. She's embracing all of us through the unseen. Wow. It's number 22. Invisible is embraced with true dreams. Ancient wisdom feeds your state of mind with devotion and respect for all of life. I think this challenging time is reminding us to have respect for all of life. And I don't even know if it's possible to hold the enormity of having respect for all of life. I mean, if we each check in with ourselves right now, the whole of life, having respect. Wow. For the whole of life. Here's the question that goes with this card. When does your heart beat in invisible worlds? I usually leave you with that question, but I want to just say what that brings me to right now is that my heart is beating in the invisible world of Susan Prince Thompson, my dear friend who I miss. But it's alive and it's beating there right now. And it makes me remember the times when we would both show up. We would, one time, in fact, we were getting together to do a tarot reading, and we both showed up with blue vases with yellow daffodils in them. How appropriate for this time now, during the spring. I taught for a little bit studio arts to high school students at a private Waldorf high school. Susan was teaching in the hall across from me. She had been there for years. And I had actually taken over her mother's class, who had been there for 40 years. And the kids would come back and forth between our classrooms, and they called us the two Susans. That was one very magical time in my life because all of our hearts were beating in invisible worlds. The creative spark was so alive. And if any of you out there were her student, you know what I'm talking about. And I invite you to write about Susan in the comments, because it was a true gift and blessing to teach across the hall from her with this open flow of cross-pollination. Yeah, amazing time. So just for the fun of it, I'm going to just show you cards that may come up in the future that have pictures. I mean, these mudras have been strong, but there's many cards as well as the mudras. So we'll see. Right now, I'm picking mudras. This is one of my favorites. So love. Love finds another to bind and flood. Love is unseen. When does your heart beat in invisible worlds? Thank you for playing with me. Please leave me some comments and like, subscribe, and yeah.